Hey everyone, welcome back to the B-Movie Bunker. Today we're looking at Lockout. This is 2012, brought to us by Luc Besson, who is the writer, along with the directors James Mather and Stephen St. Ledger. So we have Guy Pearce plays Snow, a secret agent who is wrongfully convicted of treason and espionage, and he's going to be sent to this space prison, because, you know, that prisoners can't escape, because they're not only in space, they're also in stasis. I don't know why you need to build it in space if you're going to have them in stasis, because that just seems like spending a lot of extra money on something that you could just have anywhere. If they're in stasis, then they're not a threat to anyone, so why put it all the way up in space? I don't know. This review, to warn you, is probably going to get a bit spoilery too, because there are things in the movie that just drove me nuts. And it's those things where I'm like, oh, you're making me not enjoy the movie anymore. You're doing things that are taking enjoyment out of the movie because they're so stupid. So, Guy Pearce can be blasted up into space. And it just so happens that the president's daughter is up on the space prison to inspect it, to see that the stasis isn't doing harmful things to the prisoners. And of course, you know what happens there. The prisoner are going to escape because someone's not going to obey a rule. Prisoner's going to get some prisoner she's talking to, something. They're going to have the handy dandy, I'm going to push this one button, and it's going to release all the bad guys out at once. Because that's a good feature to have in your prison, is the let everyone go at one time button. Just boom, look at that, 500 guys just released. So now we've got the hostage situation that Guy Pearce then has to rescue the president's daughter. Alright. So all that's going on. It's not like a unique and original story. It's one we've seen numerous times, and the character of Snow isn't even that original. It's the one-liners after one-liners after one-liners, hero of the thing who is kind of an ass, but he's really a good guy deep down, type of thing. And then you have the president's daughter who, of course, people think she's this elitist because she's the president's daughter, but really she cares about all the other hostages, and she won't leave till everyone's free, type of thing. All right. So, nothing original there. I did like Joseph Gilgun in this, who you might know if you've ever seen the series, the British series Misfits. He plays one of the escaped prisoners, a Scottish guy who's really fucking psychotic. And I think he does it brilliantly, portraying just the overall just complete psychosis of this guy, which may or may not be from his stasis. It's never really explained if he was that way because of the stasis, or if he just was that way before he was put away. But I think he does goodness, and he brings a little extra to the movie that it needed, because some parts of the story were lacking. You do have some good action scenes, not like intense, over-the-top action for the most part, but there's just some good little scenes with Guy Pearce and some of the little gadgets and tricks he has in order to make his way through this prison of 500 bad guys. Although some things they do, really, you just put some black dye on a pretty girl's head and give her a hoodie, and people just think she's a guy. Really? That's how it works? You just think she's kind of a pretty-looking guy? That type of shit bugs me. Why does the super prison in space need cannons outside it? Explain that to me. Is like some dude going to go, hey, our buddy Mikey's up in the space prison, let's just hop in our, rocket car and we'll just blast up there and we'll free him? Because in this movie, it doesn't seem to be that far in the future, so people don't have rocket cars. They still get up there by space shuttle. So, unless your common criminal has access to space shuttles, I don't understand why you would have that type of security system. And then on the inside where all these prisoners are, where you have the one release button, you only got like 8 guards. That's it. You got some scientists and a pilot and like 8 guards. That's it. Because, what more do you need for 500 guys in case they all escape because you let the button that lets them all escape at once? It's things like that that make me not enjoy the movie. So, parts of it I did like. Parts of it I didn't. Scale of 1 to 10? Oh, man, it's kind of like Fortress 2 crossed with Die Hard. If Fortress 2 were slightly better, and Die Hard was a lot worse. So, if you really like this type of movie, fine. I mean, it doesn't bring anything original, really. I mean, we've already had space prisons with Fortress 2. We've already had the whole hostage situation and blah, blah, blah with Die Hard done. And it was done better in Die Hard. It was done slightly worse in Fortress 2. So, you're not getting anything really new and original out of this. I mean, you might still find some enjoyment. Like I said, Gilgun is really good in it. I mean, as Guy Pearce, though his character is cliched and overdone, he still does a good job at it. So there are aspects that you might enjoy, but just things like they don't have guided missiles anymore, apparently, because they have to fly past all the cannons. This is the Star Wars science that bothers me. Is the why fly through this long ass fucking trench to this little target when you can just why don't you just fly right to the target? Enter the trench at the target. Why go through this narrow where there's no maneuverability and you can be killed instantly by turrets as well as ships coming at you? They do the exact same thing here. This is space. You have 360 degrees that you can work with. Come up from under it. Or maybe have a guided missile you can fire instead of... Oh, sorry. I digress. But that's what it is. It's... Fortress 2 and Die Hard had this kind of... baby that's not living up to its potential. That's what it is. It's Die Hard's Fortress 2's baby that is wasting its potential because it sits there all day watching MTV and, Honey Boo Boo Child and all that stuff. So, that's what I got for this one. Till next time, you all stay safe out there in the wasteland, folks.